Joining us now on the show is Vijay Bhambwani, who is the author and CEO of bsplindia.com. Good morning, Vijay. Would like to know the outlook for the market that you're expecting.
Where the market outlook is concerned, yesterday we saw a range expansion on the Nifty in the latter half of the segment on the downside, which basically puts the bulls at a disadvantage and on the ropes. The new area of support emerging is at 5,425 to 5,450 band. And as far as intraday pivot levels are concerned, the bullish pivot for the Nifty spot is at 5,530 levels. If and only if the Nifty spot manages to trade above this threshold consistently, will a primary target of 55.45 and a secondary target of 55.60 be seen. On the other hand, the bearish pivot is at 5,500 levels, below which the primary target will be 54.50 and a secondary target of 54.30 be seen.
Vijay, hold on to that thought. We've also got some important data coming in from China. The trade numbers that were expected for the month of March, and on the import side at least, they look a little higher than what we were building in. In fact, the imports have risen by about 14% on a year-on-year basis. And remember, we were expecting that the import number would in fact rise by just about 6%. The export side as well, it's come in a tad lower than what the street was building in. So it's come in at about 10% vis-a-vis expectations of about 11.7%. This may not entirely bode too well as far as the trade figures are concerned, because the deficit, by implication, it seems that we could be seeing some stress, at least as far as that's concerned, because the import numbers has grown much higher and much faster than what we were building in. The Chinese markets for now, they aren't really reacting too much. We're still trading with very, very flat bit of trade. So it's 22.26 for Shanghai right now. The numbers are marginally above expectations. But Vijay, talking about the Indian markets once again, specifically, what's your view on the auto pack?
In the auto space, we saw all two-wheeler stocks succumbing to profit sales at higher levels because the bulls were seen with a bias towards unwinding of their long positions. In the four-wheeler space, there was a relative island of comfort in the form of Tata Motors, which saw some gains on an intraday basis. But even here, if the overall market was to succumb to profit sales or fresh selling pressure, I think Tata Motors also may not be able to provide any room to hide. So in the absolute near term, bottom fishing or value buying in the auto space can be safely deferred till such times as accumulation by strong hands comes up again on the charts.
Okay, and in terms of stock-specific action, can you recommend two trading ideas for our viewers?
Where individual stock trading ideas are concerned, I would want to short Bank of Baroda in the cash segment at marginal pullbacks to the 639 levels. I would hold these short positions with a stop loss at 644, and I would expect to book profits at 632 or into the session, whichever comes first. My second trade would be a short again, this time in Reliance Power, which I would want to wait for a marginal pullback to 64 levels before initiating shorts in the cash segment. I would hold these shorts with a stop loss at 65.25, and I would expect to book profits at 62.25 or end of the session, whichever comes first.
And what about the FNO strategy for the day?
In the future space, I would want to short Reliance April futures because it saw a bearish engulfing pattern on the daily candlestick charts. I would wait for a marginal pullback to the 780 levels and go short in the April future series, holding that short position with a stop loss at 786 and expecting to book profits at 771 or into the session, whichever comes first.